Yo guys, welcome back to Sempre the TV, here to review our disappointing 1-1 draw against Roma at the San Siro. Luckily for us and luckily for him, Cammy Anderson, the chief editor at Sempre Inter, who comes on the show, was at the Giuseppe Meazza tonight watching the 1-1 draw. So let's hear what his thoughts were. He gave us a little match review straight after the match at the stadium, so let's hear his thoughts.
I'm here in San Siro tonight. Unfortunately, it wasn't the result that I'd expected or hoped for. In the end, draw's probably a fair result. A bit annoying at the same time, given the amount of possession we did have. I felt we were very poor in the first half, much improved in the second, but unfortunately not good enough to get 3 points. Thankfully, if other results going our way though, the result's not too terrible. Hopefully we can kick on next week and get a good result against Juventus, but we'll just need to wait and see. I wasn't overly impressed with any Inter player in particular, although I was particularly impressed by Roma's Edin Dzeko. If that's a sign of things to come if he's to join us as per reports, well, it looks very good for us.
Grande Cammy, looks like you enjoyed yourself. In the end, it wasn't too bad of a match. The tempo wasn't the highest. Roma sat back quite deep and they let Inter come onto them. Inter had a lot of possession, created a lot of chances, but didn't ended up taking them. So all in all, not too bad of a match, but of course it feels like 2 points dropped just because of the amount of chances we had and the fact that Roma had Manolas missing in defence, their best defender. So they had Juan Jesus replacing him, which meant Fazio, Juan Jesus centre back pairing should be out for the taking. So I'm disappointed that we didn't score more than 1 goal with that centre back pairing. But as Cammy said, Edin Dzeko played really well, especially in the first half, was bossing the game up there, coming in, coming deep, taking the ball and spraying the ball out wide to the players. That's how the first goal came about, with El Shaarawy cutting in, and the defending really wasn't good enough. But yeah, that takes me on to the player ratings, and let's get straight into it. Starting off in goal, of course, Samir Handanovic was given a 6.5 by Sunit at sempreinter.com. I agree, had pretty much nothing to do the whole match, couldn't have done nothing but El Shaarawy's goal, and then came up with a clutch, amazing save right at the end with Kolarov, who came in, hit a shot as he was falling over, so it must have caught him off guard as well, and he was, what a save. Ambrosio giving a 5.5, I agree, really lackluster going forward, apart from the assist though, which may have taken him to a 6 for me. He is now the top top assisting defender in the Serie A with 5 assists. So I know we criticise him a lot for his final product, but the numbers are backing him up. Skriniar and De Vrij both with a 5.5, I agree. Quadro Zamora was given man of the match with a 7. Maybe I would have given him a 6.5. He did give the ball away a few times in dangerous areas. I don't think he was that much of a standout to be given a 7. In midfield, Matias Vecino with a 5, going back from the previous 2 matches where he got a 7s, now coming back to his usual level of a 5. Next to him, Borja Valero, coming out of retirement with a 6. I would have given him a 6.5 because for me, especially in that second half, he was our man of the match. He really control the tempo of the match. He struggled in the first half, I admit. Could have done better with the Shaarawy shot as well, but really gave that Roma midfield a midfield lesson. Some great touches, some great play. In the Sky Sport Italian stream I was watching, he was given man of the match, and I agree with them. Up ahead of them, Raja Nainggolan in that attacking midfield role. This was probably the worst match I've seen Raja play for Inter and before. He just looked like he was the match meant too much to him. We all know that he loves Roma, and he still seems to have a little bit of feelings towards that team, and it just seemed like the match meant too much for him. But next week it will be Juventus, and we also know that he hates Juventus. He said it again last week, so I'm hoping to see the best Raja again. Politano was given a 6.5, I agree. He created most of our chances in the first half. He was cutting in from that right wing and floating some balls in, creating a lot of chances, and then faded out as he always does, and then of course he was subbed off, guaranteed substitution from Spalletti. Ivan Perisic given a 6.5, I agree, great goal. but he could have done more this match. He did look in better form than usual. Up front, Lautaro with a 6.5. I agree. You know what to expect from Lautaro now, and he always delivers even when he's been out for a month, and he was subbed off for João Mario right near the end. And João Mario, brother, what kind of energy are you coming on with? The guy came on and messed up with his first 2 touches. Fortunately, he did improve a little bit afterwards, had a couple of decent touches, had a nice counter that made Zaniolo get a yellow. But you can see the crowd was already on his back, so he was already dejected, and he's that kind of player. Icardi also came on, hardly had a touch of the ball really. Was energetic, the crowd was really behind him, but didn't really have any chances to put away. And Keita also came on right at the end, but he was out of position. And there was not much time for him. But anyway, let's get to the viewers' questions from you guys. As always, we put out on Twitter after the match, give us your rants and thoughts. First of all, again, we have Edward May once again. Thank you, Edward, for continuing to interact with us. And Edward asks, is Ivan Perisic getting back to his best? No. Simple answer is no. He has been up and down. That's the type of player he is. But this season, the highs have just not been high enough compared to his usual. There's been a lot of lows and a lot of average performances. And yeah, we expect I expect a lot from a player like Ivan Perisic. The next question comes from Anthony in Canada. Thank you, Anthony. He asks, why does Borja Valero still start? He doesn't have the legs for it anymore. I disagree with that, Anthony. I think Borja Valero is still a really important part of the squad, especially at this moment when Brozovic is missing. There's no one else in the team that can play that regista role, that is the brain for the team. If we play Gagliardini in that role, he doesn't have the ability, the passing ability or the vision to play there. The next question comes from Nick Lato12. Thank you, Nick. He asks, do we generally have a midfield? Seems like Spalletti keeps going with a 4-0-3-1 formation. Nick, you know, our biggest problem in this team is the midfield. The lack of a midfield, especially without Brozovic, it seems like there's nothing there. It's just a big black hole. And that's what needs to be addressed this summer. So Marotta, Ozilio, please sort it out. Paul from Ireland asks, why doesn't Gagliardini ever play with Spalletti? He always seems to prefer Borja or Vecino. Good question, Paul. It just seems that, I don't know, Vecino or Borja have some nudes of a Spalletti. Vecino definitely does have something of a Spalletti that blackmails him with. Because Gagliardini, yes, some of his recent performances he deserves to get more game time. He wasn't even part of the Europa League squad, so it would have made sense for Gagliardini to play more in the league. But clearly Spalletti doesn't rate him. I don't think he offers that much more than Vecino anyway, but it's just as a character, you know, we all would like Gagliardini to see a bit more playing time, and Vecino's had plenty of chances and he still seems to have the same problems, and we don't see why Gagliardini doesn't get a chance. But in the Borja, as for Borja, you know, in that Brozovic role, Gagliardini can't play that role. Only Borja in our team can play that role, and maybe João Mario. Next question comes from Baha Olamairi. Sorry if I said your name wrong. He asks, who the hell paid 40 million for João Mario? I'd rather play with 10 men than play with João Mario. Wow. Yeah, I mean, João Mario, I like to call him João Mozzarella, just because he's so soft on the pitch. He just comes on like, you know, a scared little kitten. And that's how he came on today. Like, he was so scared. The first 2 touches just got the crowd on his back, and then afterwards he just never really recovered. Kia Jarabchan, that's the guy you should blame for paying 40 million for him. The super agent who was responsible for bringing Gabigol and João Mario, a combined 75 million, I think. Thank you, Kia. Now, thank you for everyone who sent in the questions. Now we have to look forward to the next match, which is against our arch rivals Juventus. And guess what? I'll be at the San Siro next week to watch that match. Come mai, la Champions League tu non la vinci mai. I'm definitely going to be singing that song out loud next week. So look forward to live reaction from the stadium out there. But of course, looking forward to the match. as we know, unfortunately, Juve today won the Serie A title, their 8th in a row after winning against Fiorentina. I mean, they completely walked the league this year. Obviously, they went out in the Champions League, but once again, dominated the league. So it depends what their motivation will be like next week. I'm expecting still a strong Juve team. Ronaldo better play, because I do want to see him play live at least. They haven't got anything else to play for now, so I'm expecting a full strong lineup from Juve, and I'm expecting a strong lineup from Inter, because we still have a lot to play for, and I want those players to spit blood on that pitch. Of course, Juve have come from a recent up and down form in the league. Obviously, they were concentrating on the Champions League recently, but now nothing else to concentrate for. So my prediction for the match is a 2-2 draw. Let me know in the comments below, guys, what your thoughts are for the match next week. Or should I do a what to do in Milan type video? Let me know in the comments below, guys, because you know, I make these videos for you guys, so I would like to know what type of video you would like from Milan. More type of vlog type from the stadium, or you want more the city of Milan, the fans, like what do you want to see? Let me know in the comments below. As always, guys, please like and subscribe. Press the little bell just to be notified when we release videos. And as always, Forza Inter!